Michael, look at this bridal creeper coming up the stems of this weedy grass here. Tell us about this bridal creeper.
That's right. So this is bridal creeper. It's a pretty nasty weed actually. It looks pretty small and contracted.
It does.
When you see it here, but where it gets its feet in and it really loves to grow, it'll form these really dense mats. So the problem with this plant mainly is in the root system. It forms this really dense mat of tubers which can cover metres on the ground and exclude everything else from being able to germinate or grow through it. It also exhibits a bit of a chemical warfare in the roots as well, what we call allelopathy, where it exudes a chemical that prevents germination of other plants. So what happens is that this plant, it has two fronts of fighting against other plants, and one is at the roots and also in the foliage, so it can climb over everything and then swamp out all the light eventually and prevent all other plants from growing underneath it. So yeah, it's spread by a little red berry which birds love to eat, so it's very difficult to eradicate from a system where you've got plants in neighbouring properties, as the birds will consistently bring it in and drop it in their droppings, and it will germinate readily in bushland areas, but also in people's gardens as well. So, yeah.
So it's not the kind of thing you'd want to grab a handful of it and try and pull it out. That
no,
wouldn't be very successful.
Yeah, so when we're eradicating this plant or thinking about eradicating it, it's a real twofold issue in that we have to either spray the foliage and kill the root system that way, or dig it up in its entirety. So there's a lot of root mass underneath the soil, and it takes a lot of disturbance to get rid of it. So ideally the best method of control of this species is by herbicide application.
So if friends of the Darebin Creek are walking and they see this lovely soft green plant that looks so lovely, the most effective thing they can do is do an iNaturalist, or kind of let someone know that they've found a clump of it growing somewhere. That's the most effective thing.
Absolutely. So don't try and pull it out, because you'll just break the stems off and then it'll be very difficult to locate. So just leave it as it is, put it on iNaturalist and report the finding that way. So, yeah.
Great, thank you.